What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Transformers Reactivate yet again. We're back, and we last talked about this game right as we were going into the year 2023, and at this point we're more than halfway done. I want to center this video on potentially Gamescom, but also on the closed beta for this game. We've had a couple different games fall into this little hole where they were announced at some point last year. They promised, I guess by promising I mean they just say 2023 for something, whether it's a release date of the game, whether it's a beta for the game or an alpha. And there's been a couple different games that have done this and then just flat out the clock's ticking, not done anything in 2023. We talked a few weeks back about Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's kind of my go-to one. But Transformers is another one because they say on their website right now, they said it back when the website went live at the Game Awards 2022, they said that there's going to be a closed beta. You can sign up, and the closed beta is in 2023. Now, it's not over. 2023 is not at an end yet, but we've had radio silence over the first 7 months. And when you go into the fall, look, there's a lot of other things happening in the fall. I don't really think it's the greatest time. Now, regardless of what I think, it may still end up happening, right? That's when we could get a Transformers Reactivate beta, but they are running out of time, and they are going to be going up against some of the biggest games, let's say, of the year. There are already a couple big games already, but there's some big ones to come. Gamescom, though, is something I wanted to bring up because this really is a opportunity, I think, for Transformers. I talked about it with Killer Clowns. Killer Clowns was actually announced at Gamescom last year. You think the Transformers, that was announced at the Game Awards, so it would be roughly 8-9 months from the time that it was announced to Gamescom. Jeff Keighley influence, right? Jeff Keighley does the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley does Gamescom. I think this would be a really, really good time for Transformers to come out. And at this point, you got to really do two things, right? We still have not seen any gameplay. Now, there's been all sorts of leaks and talk of what the game used to be, and I believe there was like an old trailer that was floating around, some screenshots of it. So there's a lot of talk of what the game used to be back in time, but we've still, no matter what, never really gotten very clean gameplay of what you're actually going to be doing. We know Autobots, Decepticons, we know some of like the outskirt information, but we've never seen it before our eyes. So I think you do have to show some sort of pure gameplay of what exactly you're going to be doing. In fact, in a way, I think a game like Killer Clowns is actually shown more off in the gameplay department versus Transformers. And then I do think you have to do something with the beta. I think you have to announce the date for it. I think there was probably an early version of myself, back when they announced this game, because we had heard a lot of it. We knew it, shifted developers, and, I don't know necessarily the timeline, but it's been in the works, assumingly, quite a long time. I guess I thought probably back then that the game 2023 would maybe make it work. Look, if you do a closed beta, you are getting relatively close. I don't want to go too far out to a release date of the base game because you got to keep your expectations pretty small, at least right now. Let's just get that beta first, and then we can worry about the release date. But 2023, I think, is completely out for like a full release of this game. At this point, probably 2024, which sucks because you miss out on the movie. Now, the movie wasn't like the biggest hit of all time. I think Transformers, at least in the movie genre, has definitely started to decline. So really, the games are going to kind of be captaining their own ship, which I think is fine. Give me Transformers Reactivate. And by the way, let me throw this in here. I might make a separate video on this. Give me Fall of Cybertron and War of Cybertron in some sort of remaster collection / on Game Pass, because of the whole Activision Blizzard thing. We need it. But hopefully we get a beta date at Gamescom. Hopefully it's in that September, I guess, through December range. Now, again, September, October is, I would say, booked. I'd say very, very packed. So hopefully sometime in November or December. And then, like I said, when you do closed betas, you're not even looking at like play testing. It's something like Quidditch Champions, which did play test. That would, I would assume, be further out, right? If you just do that. If you're doing a closed beta, you got a pretty good idea of what the game is going to actually be. In fact, Texas Chainsaw would probably be the better option, or the better kind of similarity, that did the technical test, which basically was a beta, and then the game comes out 3 or so months after it. I hope something with Transformers or a similar situation happens there. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think's going on with this game. If we see it next month, if we don't see it next month, boy, I'd be a little upset because 2023. Don't put that on your website then. Same thing with Killer Clown. Same thing for, I guess, Stellar Blade. All these games, they give dates like a year ago and then provide 0 updates in the last year. Just take it off the site then, so that we don't think it's still that year. Let me know what you think. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. Check out any of my other social media links in the description, our Twitter, our Discord, all my other YouTube channels. Check those out. I hope to see you all on the next one.